I called myself Benny because I admired Jack Benny so much.
Yes, it's the Benny Hill Show!
The show gets canceled. The Benny Hill Show faced mounting criticisms and controversies, particularly regarding its portrayal of women.
Ain't it the truth?
Sexual innuendos and prejudices complicate the matter even more.
As a result, the show began losing financial support.
The Benny Hill Show, a comedic phenomenon that reigned supreme from the 1950s to the 1980s, captured audiences with its slapstick humor and quirky sketches. From entertaining millions with laughter to sparking heated controversies over its risque content, join us as we unravel the reason that The Benny Hill Show was taken off the air.
Oh, you're so clever. Oh, we're gonna get on so well together.
The Benny Hill Show debuted on January 15, 1955, airing on BBC One and introducing audiences to a fresh style of British comedy. Benny Hill, born Alfred Hawthorne Hill, had an intriguing background that included working as a milkman, a bridge operator, and a drummer, before discovering his true passion for entertaining through comedy. His distinct combination of slapstick humor, mime, and parody immediately struck a chord with viewers, laying the groundwork for a program that would become one of television's most beloved and influential comedy shows. Initially presented as a variety show, The Benny Hill Show brought together sketches, musical performances, and monologues, providing a rich blend of entertainment. From the outset, Hill demonstrated a remarkable ability to create unforgettable characters and bring them to life with his natural flair for physical humor. Audiences responded enthusiastically, enjoying the light-hearted tone and Hill's magnetic presence. As the show progressed, it expanded its scope to include more intricate sketches and recurring characters, which added depth and maintained its widespread appeal. An essential part of the show's identity was its famous closing theme tune, Yakety Sax, composed by James Q. Spider, Rich, and Boots Randolph, the lively instrumental became inseparably linked to the program's fast-paced comedic chases. The tune was first introduced in the episode aired on November 19, 1969, marking the show's transition to Thames Television production. The energetic saxophone solo for the show's version was performed by Peter Hughes, adding an extra layer of liveliness to the signature sequences. This catchy melody has become a hallmark of the program and is instantly recognizable. The show's music played a significant role in its success, guided by musical director Ronnie Aldridge, a skilled pianist and conductor known for his work in easy-listening arrangements. Aldridge's careful oversight ensured a seamless music and comedy integration, enhancing the viewing experience. During the 1973 to 1974 season, Albert Elms stepped in to manage the musical direction, maintaining the same high standards that audiences had come to expect. Adding to the auditory charm was the Ladybirds, a talented vocal harmony trio who performed backing vocals and occasionally appeared on screen from 1969 to 1974, contributing another layer of dynamic entertainment to the show. The enthusiastic opening announcement of "Yes, it's the Benny Hill Show" became another memorable program element. Delivered by cast member Henry McGee, the line's spirited tone set the stage for the comedic adventure to follow. As the show evolved, Benny Hill took center stage as the Lad himself, a title introduced from 1975 onward to highlight his pivotal role. This affectionate nod emphasized Hill's importance to the program's identity and ongoing success. Closing every episode, Hill would directly address the audience with his trademark farewell. Thank you for being with us, and we look forward to seeing you all again, very, very soon. Until then, bye-bye.
Thank you all for being with us, and we look forward to seeing you all again soon. Until then, bye-bye, God bless, look after yourselves.
This heartfelt message became an enduring feature of the program, reflecting Hill's warm connection with those watching. It was a personal touch that resonated strongly, helping cement his reputation as a performer who genuinely cared about the enjoyment of his audience. Throughout its run, The Benny Hill Show maintained a unique charm that combined clever humor, engaging performances, and creative production elements. Benny Hill's ability to blend physical comedy with sharp character work ensured that the program remained a significant part of television history. The show's music, memorable catchphrases, and vibrant sketches worked together to create a legacy that continues to be celebrated long after it first aired. What fueled The Benny Hill Show's meteoric rise to fame? Let's explore its journey to becoming a television sensation.
At the defending pair of Burnleys, and then we're going to take a good look at this striking pair of Bristols. Bristol Cities.
The Benny Hill Show became incredibly popular after moving to ITV and Thames Television in 1969. This shift marked a fresh start for the show, which had already built a good reputation on the BBC. The move gave Benny Hill and his team more creative freedom and access to a broader audience. By the 1970s, the show had reached the height of its fame, becoming a key part of British television. Its mix of slapstick comedy, clever parodies, and cheeky humor made it stand out from other programs of the time. Slapstick comedy was one of the main reasons for the show's success. Benny Hill was exceptionally skilled at physical comedy, delivering perfectly timed performances that could make anyone laugh. His sketches were filled with exaggerated movements, funny falls, and visual jokes that appealed to people of all ages. This style of humor reminded viewers of silent film legends like Charlie Chaplin and Buster Keaton, whose physical gags had a timeless quality. Hill's ability to bring such humor to television made his show relatable and entertaining for a broad audience. Another reason for its widespread appeal was its clever use of parody. Benny Hill was a master at imitating and making fun of popular culture, from television shows and movies to celebrities and trends.
My friends went inside, but inside it was like a den of inequality. It was like the Tower of Babel. It was like that film about Gomorrah and that other place.
His parodies were witty and insightful, illuminating the ridiculous side of the subjects he portrayed. In a memorable 1976 sketch titled Murder on the Oregon Express, Hill spoofed well-known American TV detectives like Ironside, McCloud, Kojak, Cannon, and the iconic Hercule Poirot. Through careful editing and creative camera work, Hill created convincing and hilarious scenes that showcased his range as a comedian and storyteller. The show's risque humor and use of double entendre were also signature elements that set it apart. Benny Hill had a talent for incorporating playful and suggestive language into his sketches, adding an extra layer of adult-oriented humor. Critics sometimes accused the show of sexism, pointing to its portrayal of women in revealing outfits or as objects of male desire. Hill, though, argued that his sketches always made the men look foolish while the women maintained their dignity. This dynamic was particularly evident in the famous chase scenes, where women would hilariously pursue Hill to the lively tune of Yakety Sax. These sequences became an iconic part of the show, blending physical comedy with cheeky fun. Music played a significant role in the show's charm. Benny Hill was a talented comedian, gifted songwriter, and performer. He composed and sang numerous comedic songs, delivering them with incredible speed and precision. These musical moments changed the pace of the sketches and demonstrated Hill's versatility. Using Yakety Sax as the theme song gave the show a unique sound that became instantly recognizable.
He's awful.
He's great.
He's awful.
He's great.
He's awful.
He's great.
He's awful.
He's great.
Combining music and comedy enhanced the entertainment value and helped solidify the show's place in television history. Benny Hill's ability to impersonate a wide range of celebrities added another dimension to his performances. He brought characters like W.C. Fields, Orson Welles, Shirley Bassey, and Michael Caine to life with remarkable accuracy. These impersonations were often part of elaborate sketches that mixed wordplay, visual gags, and musical performances. Hill's skill at capturing the essence of well-known figures while adding his comedic twist made these moments unforgettable. His creativity and adaptability allowed him to appeal to various audiences, making The Benny Hill Show a staple for viewers seeking laughs and lighthearted entertainment. Over the years, Benny Hill proved that humor could transcend language and cultural barriers. His show's mix of physical comedy, sharp satire, and playful songs created a formula that resonated with people worldwide. Combining timeless comedy techniques with innovative storytelling, The Benny Hill Show left a lasting legacy that continues to be remembered as a classic in television history. What happens when humor collides with changing societal values? Let's explore the controversies ahead.
I know there are a lot of horse lovers watching today.
I'm sure there are some very horse lovers watching today. They shouldn't talk so much, should they?
The Benny Hill Show faced significant controversies over accusations of sexism and the objectification of women. Critics said the show promoted outdated stereotypes by featuring women in revealing outfits and relying heavily on suggestive humor. A recurring theme in its sketches involved women pursued by Benny Hill or male characters, creating scenarios many viewers found demeaning. This portrayal sparked considerable backlash, mainly as attitudes toward gender equality and representation changed during the 1970s and 1980s. The show's reliance on such humor became increasingly scrutinized as public awareness about these issues grew. Benny Hill and the show's producers responded to the criticisms with various defenses. Hill argued that his sketches were meant to be humorous rather than disrespectful, suggesting that the women in the show maintained their dignity. At the same time, the male characters, often portrayed as foolish, became the real targets of ridicule. He insisted that the exaggerated nature of the comedy was not intended to demean, but to entertain through absurdity. According to Hill, the women featured in his show were part of the joke and not simply there to be objectified, countering accusations that the humor was one-sided or harmful. The producers of The Benny Hill Show supported Hill's stance, pointing to the program's immense popularity and consistently high ratings. They maintained that the show's success demonstrated its broad appeal and reflected the comedic preferences of the audience during that period. Thames Television, which produced the show in 1969, continued to back Hill and emphasize the program's significant contribution to British comedy. They believed the value of entertainment outweighed the criticisms, especially as the show resonated with millions of viewers in the United Kingdom and internationally. As societal norms continued to evolve, these defenses became more challenging to sustain. By the late 1980s, the show faced growing criticism from media outlets, the public, and influential figures in the entertainment industry. Comedian Ben Elton, for example, publicly condemned the show for its depiction of women.
Comedian can end every single program tearing off a woman's clothes and then chasing her around a park in her underwear. That, for me, in a world where women can't even walk safe in the parks, is pretty worrying.
Asserting that such portrayals perpetuated a culture of sexism. These criticisms reflected a broader push for more inclusive and progressive media representations. The increasing awareness of gender dynamics placed additional pressure on shows like The Benny Hill Show to adapt their content or risk alienating their audience. In response to this mounting disapproval, some efforts were made to address the more contentious elements of the program. Later episodes reduced the frequency of the sexualized chase sequences that had become a defining characteristic of the show. Despite these adjustments, many people still viewed the show as outdated, with its comedic style incompatible with shifting cultural expectations. This perception declined in popularity as viewers increasingly sought entertainment that aligned with contemporary values. The criticisms against The Benny Hill Show were part of a more significant cultural shift toward greater sensitivity in media. Audiences began to expect depictions that respected diversity and gender equality, challenging older formats that relied on stereotypes or simplistic portrayals. How did the controversies shape the show's eventual downfall? Let's explore its dramatic end and lasting legacy.
Thank you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Bless you. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you all again very, very soon. Until then, bye-bye.
The Benny Hill Show saw a sharp drop in ratings by the late 1980s, leading to its cancellation in 1989. Several reasons contributed to this downturn, including changing social values and the high costs of producing the program. The humor, primarily based on slapstick, burlesque, and suggestive jokes, started to lose its charm as cultural norms shifted. Many people began to see its portrayal of women and its frequent reliance on innuendo as outdated and even offensive, which further reduced its popularity. In May 1989, Benny Hill was summoned to a meeting with John Howard Davies, the head of light entertainment at Thames Television. Hill had recently returned from a successful appearance at the Cannes TV Festival and believed the meeting was to plan for a new series. Instead, he was informed that the show would not continue and that his services were no longer required.
When I first found out the show was successful in America, I was absolutely delighted. I was thrilled because America was like the mecca of show business to me. I was brought up as a little child.
Davies pointed to three main issues for the cancellation: a shrinking audience, rising production costs, and Hill's apparent fatigue. Although the show had been extremely popular in earlier years, with its peak viewership reaching over 21 million people in 1977, its final episode in 1989 managed to draw fewer than 10 million viewers. The financial challenges of producing The Benny Hill Show became another significant issue. Each episode was costly, and as audience numbers fell, the network found it increasingly difficult to justify the expenses. Thames Television faced mounting pressure to allocate resources to programs that could generate higher returns, especially as the audience for Hill's style of comedy continued to diminish. This combination of financial and audience concerns played a decisive role in ending the show. By the 1980s, public attitudes toward comedy were shifting dramatically. The humor that had been a cornerstone of The Benny Hill Show started to seem inappropriate to many viewers. Its heavy reliance on visual jokes featuring scantily dressed women and suggestive content drew increasing criticism. Prominent figures in the entertainment industry, including comedian Ben Elton, openly criticized the program for its portrayal of women.
Discussion about comedy and role models, and we're talking about I prefer Carry On because I think that the women in Carry On have strong comic characters of their own.
Arguing that it encouraged a sexist culture. These views were part of a more significant societal push toward more inclusive and progressive media, which left Hill's show feeling out of step with contemporary values. Despite the controversies at home, The Benny Hill Show achieved remarkable success abroad, broadcasting in 97 countries. This international popularity helped maintain its reputation even as criticism grew in the United Kingdom. The show's global reach highlighted its appeal beyond British audiences, offering a mix of humor that resonated with viewers in diverse cultural settings. Its legacy as one of Britain's most successful television exports is a testament to its initial impact. However, it could not escape the cultural shifts that eventually made its humor less acceptable to domestic audiences. Following the cancellation, the show disappeared from national British television for 2 decades. Full episodes were not aired during this time, reflecting the extent of the backlash and shifting preferences among viewers. It was only in the 2000s that the program resurfaced, with the network That's TV including it in their holiday schedule alongside other classic ITV shows. This reappearance underscored that despite the controversy surrounding it, the show had retained a place in the public memory of British television. Although The Benny Hill Show ended during a time of criticism and changing tastes, it had been a defining program in the history of British entertainment. Its ability to make audiences laugh with a mix of physical comedy and playful mischief resonated for years. The challenges that led to its decline also marked a critical moment in the evolution of television, reflecting a broader cultural movement toward addressing issues of representation and societal values. What happened to the cast who brought Benny Hill's humor to life? Let's explore their journeys and where they are now.
Parton says, never lean back when you've got that. Always lean forward like that.
Oh, I see, like
he
this.
does, and you don't notice it so much then.
Since The Benny Hill Show ended in 1989, many of its cast members have pursued different paths in life. Some continued thriving careers in entertainment, while others retired or passed away. Henry McGee, remembered for playing the straight man and announcer, remained active in acting for various television series and films until he died in 2006.
All around the world you can go, and there you can see Benny Hill. He's in some shape, sometimes dubbed, sometimes with subtitles.
A familiar face on British television, he appeared in productions such as The Italian Job and The Saint, leaving a lasting legacy in the entertainment industry. John Keefe, who joined the show during the 1980s, transitioned into a career as an impresario after his time on the program. He managed the Starlight Room in North London, organizing performances for prominent stars in the entertainment world. Keefe also shared his experiences in the industry through his memoir, I Was Benny Hill's Toy Boy, providing readers with an insight into his life in show business. Ken Said, another regular on the show, was celebrated for his comedic roles and stunt work. He continued acting in various television programs, including Doctor Who and The Two Ronnies, until his passing in 2021. Alongside his acting career, Said played an essential role in athletics, coaching a young athlete who competed in the 1984 Olympic 200-meter final, showcasing his versatility beyond entertainment.
To the nightlife of London, the Fun Boy Club. And here with me is the man behind it all, Fred Scuttle.
Nicholas Parsons, who worked as Benny Hill's straight man during the show's early years, became famous for hosting the radio program Just a Minute and the television game show Sale of the Century. His career spanned decades, and he remained active in radio and television until he died in 2020 at the age of 98. His ability to connect with audiences across different mediums earned him widespread admiration. Bob Todd, known for his impeccable timing as a straight man and his skill in slapstick comedy, continued working in television and film until he passed away in 1992. His career included roles in The Marty Feldman Comedy Machine and Carry On Again Doctor, where his comedic talent shone. His contributions to entertainment reflected his dedication and skill in bringing humor to audiences. Cyril Cross, who temporarily replaced Bob Todd during the latter's brief dismissal from the show, enjoyed a career spanning over 3 decades. His acting credits included films such as Dulcima and Operation Daybreak, where his versatility as an actor was evident. Fluent in multiple languages, Cross worked in various roles until he decided to retire, marking the end of an impressive career. Jackie Wright, the diminutive comedian best known for his bald head and the iconic head slaps he received from Benny Hill, departed the show in 1983 due to health problems. His contributions to the program remain cherished, and his work left an enduring mark on the series' comedic legacy. He passed away in 1989, leaving behind a memorable body of work. Among the female cast members, Jenny Lee Wright transitioned from her role on the show to a successful career as a Foley artist. She contributed to renowned films like Shakespeare in Love and Die Another Day, applying her skills in sound production to achieve new heights in her career. Sue Bond, another regular, continued her work as a cabaret singer and actress, appearing in various sitcoms and stage productions, where her talents remained evident. The Hills Angels, a group of performers integral to the show's success, included Sue Upton and Louise English, who continued performing in various capacities. Jane Leaves, who also appeared as Hills Angel, later gained fame in the United States in the popular sitcom Frasier, establishing herself as a prominent figure in American television. Meanwhile, the Ladybirds, featuring Maggie Streeter, continued their careers as a vocal group. Contributing their talents to various musical projects.